We are in this moment where we're revamping the streets and understanding sustainability and how we create a just and equitable city, right? And I think a large part of that is hearing voices, all voices, and giving space to hear voices.
Doe fights for delivery cyclists in the streets of New York. New Yorkers don't want cyclists running red lights and sailing down sidewalks, but they still want their food fast. That puts delivery workers in a tough place, and Doe says the rules of the road weren't made for them. It's a busy night at Nacho Macho Taco in Brooklyn, but you wouldn't know it if you stepped inside. The business is happening outside in the streets of Crown Heights. A look at Grubhub shows more than 7,000 businesses in New York offer delivery. Food delivery cyclists make up about 1 in 5 cyclists on the road. But Doe says their voices are missing.
We don't usually hear their voices, especially in bike advocacy or street design. And what caught my attention was around, I think it was 2012, 2013, I started seeing a bunch of articles in a local paper about how the city needed to pass these ordinances to regulate their behavior, that they are a menace and disrupting public safety. And it just puzzled me because I was like, well, I order food, I see them on the street, I bike, and I didn't particularly see them as a threat.
So what's the deal with delivery cyclists? How did they get such a bad rap?
Most of these drivers, they don't respect bikes. They don't. For example, the bike lanes are for bikes, and a couple cars, we parks in there. You know, we gotta at least hit the trunk like, hey, hey, hey.
But Uber driver Mike Barberi sees it a little differently.
I think that we're all competing for the same dollar. So there's definitely a lot of, jockeying for position in lanes, and delivery cyclists will take the right of way a lot. For example, when I'm trying to make a turn and they're zipping by and weaving in and out, and for drivers, for me especially, that's frustrating.
Getting to your destination on time is important so that we keep our customers. Doing it in the city can be very stressful, in the simple fact that the city is very busy.
A politician or even other cyclists might say they're just being bad people, they're being bad cyclists, and they forget that the context of the work, where if the delivery takes too long, the customer complains. They'll call the restaurant and complain, and the delivery guy might get fired. Even from a financial standpoint, for the delivery person, the more deliveries they do, the more tips they get. This is incredible incentive for them to do things as quickly as possible, to cut corners.
For Martín Alvarez, who delivers food in Midtown, the pressure is real.
Los clientes se enojan porque llegan tarde la comida y bueno, a veces ni propina nos dan. Nosotros dependemos de la propina.
Martín says his hourly wages don't amount to much. The money he takes home depends on keeping customers happy. But there's another piece to the puzzle.
I think if you're a one-way commuter, right, like most white-collar commuters, you're coming a long distance, so going a couple blocks out of your way to get to the proper direction on the bike lane, it's not a big deal. It doesn't add that much to your commute.
But delivery messengers might be making that trip and that detour 30 or 40 times.
When we see someone like going the wrong way in the street, or coming up on the sidewalk, or what have you, it's because we set up the system that way. The city is deeply implicated in how the delivery guys live their lives.